Hey, it's Friday, and we're in the after show. We're more relaxed. We have really healthy treats here that people can eat too, thanks to Allison.
Whoa.
But it's for the dogs.
Really?
Yes.
So you make dog treats too? What can't you do? She has so many skills.
But what's so fun about these is you can say one for me, one for you, little Fido, one for me,
What,
one
really
for you, little
humans can
Fido.
really eat
They're
It's
so
literally
good.
yogurt, peanut butter, and blueberries.
It is
Or
so
I did
good.
some with bananas.
And
Nice.
okay.
Very smart.
The doggos
She has
love
the
it.
best dog. Her happiest dogs ever at her house.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you can't tell because they sort of melted a little bit, but these were perfect bones and perfect little paws.
Yeah, the
they were
paw
so
prints.
cute.
Oh, here.
There we go. So did you just use cookie cutters for that? Or
No,
what
I
how'd
actually
you
got
do
a
it?
cute
Or a little
dog
mold? It's a
mold.
mold. So that's I
On
just realized it was
Amazon.
yogurt, so it would have
It was
to be a mold.
$5. Yeah.
Nice.
was
Very nice.
sweet.
Yeah. Literally.
Now
Really sweet.
So it was really funny when we were filming. I tried to do like most of it just with my dog because he'll just lay by my feet.
Yeah.
But then my in-laws' dog came over and he is rambunctious. So then, of course, we have to take a 10-minute break because they're both like running around like crazies. And then Bear tried to jump on the counter at the end.
Oh,
to
it's
counter
so
serve.
cute. It was
Oh,
good.
that's
It's
cool.
fun.
It's like, give me more, please.
I know,
I
exactly.
like them. So where does everyone find your recipe?
Our website or Fox Local is the long episode. So we don't cut anything out. It's really fun. So sometimes you'll be able to hear Ryder snoring in the back, but Fox Local has all of them. I counted, I think this was episode 21
Wow.
so far.
Wow, that's a lot.
See, time flies.
Peach crumb cake is my favorite.
Yes,
that
That was so good.
You know what's so amazing about this one is we all, if you're like me, you're in the kitchen with your little recipe and you're going over everything. Do I have exactly quarter cup? She comes up with the ideas and the recipes and makes them up herself. There's 5 billion recipes in this world and you're still able to come up with new stuff. It's
know.
so
It's
impressive.
so
You
fun.
natural you. Can you send some juju my way,
know,
please?
literally.
I
cook
want
with
to,
you.
please. I need some help.
I'll say it again. She needs to open a bakery.
I
And when she does, I'm going to be the
know.
first one through the
I want
door
your
every day.
cookbook. I want her to come up with a cookbook.
Or cookbook.
I know. So I made one in Bakersfield. So hopefully one will be in the works here too, which will be really fun.
Very good.
Because then it's like you guys can put recipes
Yeah.
in.
Oh, that's
It's
a nice
just-
idea. Yeah. I like that. What would you put in?
Bowl of cereal, toast.
Yeah.
I don't cook.
I
But I love to
all?
eat. No, I can't. John, who I work with, John Stenval, the Backstage Experience, he's a great cook. He's in Denver today with his girlfriend, but we go to John's house and he makes like this Italian soup that's great. He makes he's really good in the kitchen. Like seriously, he's really good cooking. Yeah.
I think I'd put in my grandma's chicken spaghetti recipe. It is
Ooh.
to die
Oh my
for.
gosh.
That sounds so
It's
good.
so good. It's got like cream of mushroom and cream of chicken. It's just covered in cheese and
Oh.
it's gooey and delicious.
Oh my
and
gosh, that sounds so
melts in your mouth. It is the best comfort food. If you're having a best day, I'm telling my grandma's chicken spaghetti will make you feel good again.
Yum.
Just hearing chicken spaghetti. I saw it on a menu the other day. I don't know what city, but it was on there. I'm like, ooh, that sounds pretty
Oh,
good.
it is
I ended up going with
so
meatloaf.
good.
That was one of those home style places. That's me. Dave is very campy, and I love meatloaf, but chicken spaghetti. I saw it. I was like, ooh, that sounds good.
I know. I love all of the comfort food when it's cold out. You know, like chicken lemon rice soup is like,
But not right now.
I know.
Right? I have all these great soup mixes that I got as a gift in this
Oh, that's
beautiful
fun.
basket. It is, but every time I want to go make them, I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to wait a few months. Luckily, they last a while, but
I mean, it's like the house is cold, so you're like, oh, the AC's on, it's great. And then you step outside and you're like literally sweating.
That's cheating. Oh, you know what though? Along those lines, I love soup. I'm a soup person.
too.
I had really good egg drop soup yesterday. I love a good wonton soup too. And I'll eat it during the summer. Like I had soup yesterday. It's 1,000 degrees outside.
That's so funny. Have you guys seen that, what is it, the soup episode of Seinfeld?
oh, of
Oh.
course.
What is it
The
called?
soup Nazi.
Soup Nazi.
And I met him. I met
soup
him.
for you.
I met him. He signed a ladle for me. I met him. He's
No
a really
way.
yeah. It was
He
okay.
signed a
Yes,
ladle.
well, it was an
He
accident.
didn't say no ladle for
No,
you.
well, I paid. It was only like
okay.
$10. It was nothing.
Worth it.
Yes, and so it was one of those, like a buddy that I travel with. He's a journalist out of Dallas. He's like, hey man, do you like these corny like conventions where these celebrities show up that, you haven't heard from in a while. I'm like, sure. He goes, it's on the way to LAX. Let's stop. So we stopped, and I met the little girl from Mary Poppins. She's older now, but the
cool.
girl, she was there. But every time you turned a corner, there was another celebrity that was just random.
That's so.
And they said, hey, and I saw the mustache. I'm like, that's the soup Nazi.
Does he just sit around with a table full of ladles? I'm trying to picture
That's how
this.
these conventions are. Yeah, and they have their
Don't
price.
mind me. I'm just going to hang out with my ladles for the day.
It's funny, but it's true. And and the price chart's there, and I'm
no
like,
soup bowls, just ladles.
I just saw the ladle, and I have it. He signed it in a gold Sharpie.
Do you use it?
No, it's signed by the soup Nazi.
Do you have it hung up in your kitchen?
It's probably in a box. I haven't seen it in a while.
Well,
I know. I'm a guy.
I am so nerdy though. I literally paused the episode so I could see all the soups on the side so that I could get some ideas of what to make.
When they order.
Did you get any ideas?
Yes.
Yes.
Real? Like what?
There was a mushroom one, which Elaine talked about. But there was I'm trying to remember. I wrote it down.
No, remember, and Kramer, and also the Newman, who I used to see at a car wash in Burbank when I worked in LA.
God.
I saw him at a car wash every week, and he'd be reading the paper, and I was always wanted to walk at him and go, hello, Newman.
Hello, Newman.
Hello, Jerry. Hello. But Newman, remember they were like, they didn't want to offend the soup Nazi, but they were yelling out recipes. That's a great idea.
I know. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, let's do it.
Be.
Okay.
I'm all let's do it.
Once it's not.
You're going to do it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll help.
Yeah.
Put pepper. I can't cook.
We had a soup contest here at Fox 26 about 5 years ago. It was before the pandemic, because our darling Cleverly Stone was here. I don't know if you remember this.
I do remember this.
And I won, believe it or
No
not.
way.
I do remember this.
With the help of my mom, I'll say, but no.
What did you make?
Yeah, so I just made her, I used my mom's recipe. It was just good old soup, just your comfort soup. So it had beef and vegetables, like a tomato juice base, sort of.
I remember that.
But Cleverly had professional chefs come in, and they had to taste it. And every single day, Cleverly and the chefs would taste all of our soups for 5 days. And then we got a label. I got a ladle on a Fox 26 plaque.
No
And it was signed by the
way.
chef in Cleverly. Yeah, I still have it.
Was there a
so
green pea soup? I think
Split pea
I kinda
soup?
remember, there was, split pea soup.
maybe
There was
so.
one of them that. Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
that
a
was
place
good.
in California called Pea Soup Anderson's, and I never went because it was north of Bakersfield, and I was always driving up from LA. But they specialize in split pea soup, and they have billboards, and it's 250 miles down the road, and it's people go there for their split pea soup.
Oh, that sounds great.
Wow.
So good.
It has to be done just right, because if it's not,
Yeah.
if you ever
But,
had a
oh my
bad
gosh.
split pea
Yeah.
soup, you can't. That's the perfect word.
And I was the
Mush.
weird kid that always loved veggies, like Brussels sprouts. Remember, Clev brought in the stock. She goes, I can't believe you like Brussels sprouts, Dave. I love Brussels sprouts.
Have you ever seen a Brussels sprouts? I've never seen that before.
Yeah, she brought the
I
whole
didn't know
stalk.
it was that way. I felt, I
Yes.
can't believe I'm an adult and I've never seen this. So it's this really long stalk, and they're just stuck all over there. It's like a piece of artwork.
Yes.
My
It almost looks
favorite
like
veggie.
bells. You could move it, and it would go ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding.
Yeah,
I'm
it's my-
obsessed with Brussels sprouts.
It's
I
my-
love them. I make them. And luckily, my whole family, so even my kids eat them.
Oh, I
Wow.
love
So we
them.
have
It's
them
my favorite
twice a
veggie.
week. I only like them shaved because I have never figured out a way to make them whole. But when they're shaved and you can just broil them in the oven.
They
Oh,
get crispy.
Those are
They're
so
crunchy.
good.
Yeah, it's
probably
it's
taking out
crispy
the.
or not.
I bet it's taking out the nutrients when they're crispy, but they're so
They're
good.
still good.
It's okay. You're
We're getting
eating something
fiber.
green.
We're
It's
getting
fine.
fiber.
Oh, I bet I could
Green
make
and a little
those
brown.
from the grocery store. They're in that bag, and you just boil them. I bet I could do that.
Well, and then I've seen people boil them, and then you use the bottom of a cup and smash them. So then they kind of get
that's a neat idea.
like a crispy potato almost, and then put some Parmesan cheese.
Yeah.
I love that vegetable. Well, I have to head out here in a second. Before we go to break, I'm
You're
actually
headed
headed
to the
LA.
airport right now.
Going to the airport right now. Channing Tatum, his brand new movie, Blink Twice. I saw it yesterday. I'm talking to Mark Wahlberg for his brand new movie called The Union. And I'm talking to Tyrese, who's an old friend of mine. Watch your feet, I'm name dropping.
Name dropper.
No,
Don't
but his
mind
movie
me. I'm
called-
going to go hang out with these people.
Come on, let's
Tatum?
go. Yeah.
Seriously,
we go?
Can we go?
Let's go. No, it's a hobby airport. Everybody knows I fly Southwest.
Would they seriously let one of us come?
You could come to a junket. My mom goes. They all know
Colin's
us.
sick on Monday.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bob.
Anyway, so
We have to go see
1992.
Channing.
1992 is the other movie with Tyrese.
I'm sorry, honey. I say that with all respect.
Okay.
Wait, I say that with all respect in case the Hubbers are watching because, you know, he's a fascinating young man.
I know your husband.
Want
I
to
know your
learn
husband.
about his acting skills.
I know your husband. But yeah, y'all come and the food's great. We're at what a really nice hotel in Beverly Hills.
You lost us at Channing and we forgot to listen.
Okay, and the food is great.
Good, Dave.
Channing Tatum.
Tell him we say hello.
Yeah.
He was our first interview on Fox 26. He and Jonah Hill. We went to Austin.
remember
Yeah,
that.
for 21 Jump Street. Now I'm going to see
That
Channing
was a minute ago.
Yeah.
in a couple of days, and I'm going to be like, and he always says, he goes, I was your first.
That's cool.
Yeah, Channing Tatum.
That's hilarious.
Wow,
There
not
it
many
is.
people can
Well,
say
we
that.
can't hear the interviews, Dave.
I'm going to be careful with that one. All right.
All right.
Cool.
Well, safe travels.
Thank you.
We'll focus more on you next time and everything you say and
That's
not
fine. It's
interrupt
all good.
you and
No, I don't
get
care.
distracted.
It's
Channing
for
Tatum.
family.
Or Glenn Powell, it's fine.
Glenn Powell.
Okay, we'll be right back.
See ya.
Fox 26 News. The Fox 26 YouTube page. Like and subscribe today.
Back, everybody. All the things that happen during commercial breaks. Be glad you don't know.
Oh, it's so good. It's a Friday.
Oh, it is. We were talking about our fun weekend. So, so one of our dogs got neutered. So one of my sons is
How did
staying
it go?
home. He might be out of he should be out of the operating room now. So one of my sons is staying home to babysit all weekend. The other one I'm taking camping with all of his buddies in 105-degree weather. Can you say I love my kid to do that? It's
you
going to be hot in a tent.
Yeah, you're gonna need one of those little fans. I love the ones
I
with
do
the
have a
sprayer.
battery-operated fan. Yeah, it's got lights on it. You hang it on the tent. It'll help.
That's gonna help.
Yeah.
Honestly, I will say, if you're in the shade, you know,
Yeah.
it'll be okay.
There's a couple of ponds. We'll be swimming in the gook,
nice.
and it'll help.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
bring the other dog, or you only? Have
Yes. No, one dog will be in the water with
Okay.
us for sure.
my
And I got him a collapse. I was really worried about him being out there because he never goes outside except to potty. And so, we just haven't been walking much because it's been
you
so hot. But I got him a collapsible pool. And so I'm going to be able to have water for him to stay in the whole time so he didn't overheat. And if I get too hot, I'm getting the collapsible
Yes,
pool.
you are. Oh my goodness. Take a cool, and
Yeah.
you put some ice cubes in there for him.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh,
Take
that's
extra,
gonna be
I will
fun.
take extra ice. Thanks for that reminder.
Yeah, and you know, it's hot now, obviously, 10:17, and I mean, at last check, temperatures were already in the upper 80s. Now, the heat advisory is today, and they haven't said if they're going to extend it into the weekend. But if there's a heat advisory or not, we still know it's going to be hot. Yeah, there we go, 89 degrees. It's not even 11 o'clock in the morning. Heat index values in the 90s, and some spots it's already feeling like 100. So that heat advisory for us here in Southeast Texas, but also into Austin and San Antonio. It has dropped in Dallas because they're actually looking at some thunderstorms right now, which some of our viewing area could see it later today, but most of us are going to be dry and hot. So maybe you can cool off in the pool. 98 degrees by 5, but we do have forecast highs today of 100. So.
As a medical reporter, I talk to so many patients who have perhaps had a lung transplant or they have severe asthma. Their kids are in trouble right now. It's hard with kids going back to school, the younger ones, because they play outside and they're embarrassed and they don't want to say, I can't breathe if I go out. Do you see anything going on with the dust dissipating next week or with all of the new schools starting?
Hopefully next week. It doesn't look quite as hazy because the last few days, it has been
horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are literally trapped indoors right now. It's frustrating.
And then you mentioned the dogs. They can't go out. It's just like you have to find some fun activities inside. But we want to send things over to Mr. Rubin, who's in a private jet.
Taking off to where? Never, Never Land?
Good morning, friends. We've had a wonderful morning. Marcella White joins us, co-owner of Tavero Jet Charter. Y'all been doing this since 1995.
Long time.
So that means y'all know what you're doing.
We like to think so.
You're pretty good at it.
Yes.
You're pretty good at it. Tell the folks we're sitting on this beautiful plane. What is it?
We're sitting on a Challenger 604, 12-passenger, long-range heavy jet.
And when you say long range, where could I go on this jet?
You can go to Europe, you can go to South America, you can go to the Caribbean, you can go all kinds of places.
So if I got a last-minute ticket to the Olympics, you could hook me up.
We'd make a stop, but yes, I could hook you up.
I love that. See, I'm okay with making a stop. So how many passengers? And maybe you already said that?
12 passengers.
12 passengers.
Yes.
Okay, so you and some
your
friends could have a good time.
Yes, you could.
So we talked earlier, and I think this is really important because National Aviation Day is coming up on August 19th, but we talked about careers, we talked about the need for women in the business. Share that for the viewers that didn't catch it on the morning show.
Yes, so we're, females are a minority in this industry, but a much needed component. We think differently, we process differently, we resolve differently. So it's a really nice compliment to our male counterparts to have a female in the cockpit, a technician, whatever that may look like. And there's definitely room for growth for females in our industry.
And, you know, we got a lot of kids graduating from high school. They're headed off to college. Maybe they don't know what they're going to do. I mean, if you've been kind of good on the STEM side, this might be something to consider.
Absolutely. Technicians, mechanics, pilots, dispatchers, someone that's logistically inclined, anything STEM research fields are a critical component of what we do.
Talk about scholarships.
Scholarships are all over the place. You just have to dig just a very little bit. South Texas Business Aviation, Women in Aviation, Professional Aviation Maintenance Association. Pretty much most organizations have scholarships to offer because we're continuously looking for growth and for extra people and new employees, new mechanics. So they're available all over the place. We're just not hitting the right market because we're not getting enough applicants.
And that's good information because, folks, you know, paying for your education is a bigger and bigger and bigger deal every year as you know, the cost of education continues to grow. All right, let's talk about the fun part. If let's say, you know, that because obviously, if you're, you know, presidents, CEOs, celebrities, star athletes and stuff like that, flying private's not that big of a deal. Probably do it more often than not. But, you know, for the average Joe, maybe you're going to take that once in a lifetime trip, or it's a family trip and you're taking everybody with you, you know, you got 8 people going or whatever, and you want to, you know, where do they go to get some information, or how do they contact you?
So they can call us, and you can email us. You can Google us at www.tavero.com. We're 24/7, 365. We give you options depending on what your criteria are, how many people, where you're going. So we'll give you something a little on the higher end, a little on the smaller scale, but we'll give you tons of options.
Either way, you're going to get there in style.
Either way, you're going to get there in style.
I love it,
exactly
Marcella.
right.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, back to you in the studio.
Cool.
All right, Ruben, enjoy, and you'll have to map out a route and tell us where you're going to fly off to.
I will.
All right, enjoy.
I will. See you later.
All right, and Nate is out in the heat this morning. Wonder how he's doing
I
out
know.
there. Let's check in with him. Oh, no, you're not. I thought I heard you moved. You're in the coffee shop with AC. You're probably having to drink some coffee to stay warm like us.
He has his little jacket on. It's cold in there.
Well, if I had been in the heat, I would have fought to be first. I can tell you that right now. But since I'm sitting in an air-conditioned black walnut here on Memorial Drive, no, I'm having a ball. I've had a blast this morning. And the thing is, we're talking about everything pretty much relevant to Houston. We've talked about the Houston Texans. They play tonight at Pittsburgh in their second preseason game. We've talked about the Houston Dynamo and the Leagues Cup tonight. And Tarcian is actually part of the Brazilian team that's going to be playing in the World Cup, in the Olympics tomorrow versus the USA. So that's interesting, and there's going to be a watch party at pitch 25 in the morning at 10 o'clock. We've talked about what's happening with HISD tomorrow. They've got their Hall of Honor. I'll be the MC there. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Got a lot of former great student athletes who left HISD and went out into the world and became famous. And they will be honored tomorrow by going into the Hall of Honor, so that's going to be huge. So we've done quite a bit this morning. We've talked about, once again, we've also talked about what's happening with some things around the city in sports. So yeah, it's a whole lot. The Astros are also back on the field tonight, but they are in Fenway Park in Boston, taking on the Boston Red Sox, who are 28-29 at home. And I just don't think they're that good at home. I think the Astros have a shot to take at least 2 of 3 and maintain their position, either tie with Seattle in first place in the West in the American League, or to take over completely in the American League. They haven't done that all season, but I just think that they're going to end up winning the American League West because Seattle is kind of just allowing them to hang around. So, excuse me. So we'll see what happens there, guys.
Thank you, Nate. Well, have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
Well, I wasn't done because I know, we got to wrap up 15 more minutes, about 3 or 4 more minutes.
Well,
so
honey,
I didn't want to leave you
keep
guys
it
hang.
going. Let's get the party started.
Yeah. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I knew,
Don't hang us out to
listen,
dry.
Allison, you and Melissa, I know you guys can talk. But sometimes, you need a third leg,
Hey, we've been talking about dogs.
Yeah, we're all into dogs today because of our dog treats.
Do you have a dog, Nate?
Well, I know, Melissa. Melissa, I know you got that fluffy. What's your dog's name?
I have 2 fluffies because my grand dog is in town. I have Benson or Benny, and then my son also has a doodle, and his name. I have a funny story about my dogs. My son's dog name.
Okay.
Only a college student can change their dog's name. Okay, so we have this beautiful golden, and he called him Harbor because he loves Boston, so he named him Harbor, like Boston Harbor, right? But he wanted a big, tough-looking dog because he's a huge 60-pound dog. Well, everybody was like, "Oh, Harper, she's so cute, Harper." Everybody, 100% of the time, and he got so frustrated, he changed his dog's name to Houston. He lives in Austin. Now he has Houston. So I was like,
is funny.
but the dog had the name for like 3 months. And so I figure only a student can change their dog's name 3 months in.
Yeah. That is so funny.
There you have it. So forever I would say, "Oh, you're such a good boy, Houston. Hart
you're
Houston."
like,
His name is Hart Houston.
Just H.
Yeah. So that's the story, Nate the Great.
Well, to answer your question, I do have a dog, at least a grand dog, as you mentioned. It belongs to my daughter, and it's a barking Pomeranian And I call her name. I hate that dog, but I call her. I don't hate the dog. I hate that the dog barks when I'm trying to sleep. But the dog's name is Honey, but I call her Doggy.
Aww, Doggy.
Just Doggy.
At least you have
Doggy.
a name.
Doggy.
I won't throw out anybody under the bus, but I heard one of our photographers talking the other day about his grand dog, and he couldn't even remember the dog's name. I'm like,
my
it's staying with him right now.
I remember dogs' names more than people's names, so there you go.
All right, Nikki.
Bye,
Great
guys.
I'll see y'all
hanging
later.
out, be in the third leg. Have a beautiful day,
All right.
everyone. Good weekend. Be safe. Stay hydrated. Stay cool. Toodaloo.
Fox 26 is
Hello from Tom's DIY Garage. If this is your first visit, I'm the Tom in the name, and if you've been here before, welcome back. It's good to see you. Either way, DIY Garage is just as you might imagine. We're talking about all things do it yourself, because there's sometimes money to be saved. More importantly, at least in my book, there's satisfaction in being able to accomplish a task yourself. Being self-reliant, that sort of thing. I love all of it, and there are very few tasks that I won't try. Every task I will at least consider, could I do that?